Hello, I'm Toppy and welcome back to a brand new Fortnite video. Today I want to talk about the ways in which Epic engage with the community, communicate with us, listen to our feedback and improve the game the way that we want them to. Specifically, one thing that Epic are doing really well at the moment is their weapon rotation system. A few months ago they removed the standard SMG for the game. I think this was one of the first items and weapons that they vaulted. Instead of saying that they've actually removed the item completely from the game, they said they've just vaulted it, so taking out the game temporarily and they may bring it back again in the future. This happened a few weeks after the silenced SMG was added into the game. What they saw in their data from people playing was that nobody really wanted to use that gun, didn't really have a place in the game anymore, and generally players weren't enjoying using it, so they decided to take it out of the game. They also did this the other week with the smoke grenades. Smoke grenades got added into the game not that long ago, but nobody was picking them up, and they could see in their data that no one was picking them up, and even when they were, they either weren't using them, or they weren't using them as it intended. This also happened just after a new item was added. The impact grenades were added into the game, and then this was actually removed just a couple of weeks later, just like what happened with the standard SMG, but the smoke grenades had been in the game a lot less time, and even though they had put a lot of time into working on them, they still decided to remove them for the time being because nobody liked using them. Obviously, developing the smoke grenades for the game will have cost the studio quite a lot of time and money, so by removing them from the game, even if it is only temporarily, is quite a big deal, just because it is effectively a loss of money to them. Another reason why they removed them was also because they added a new item. They added in the impact grenades, and they probably don't want more than 2 or 3 throwables in the game. Currently, we do have the normal grenades, the impact grenades, and now we have the C4 or the remote detonation, so I think they want to keep it to a nice low number so they don't saturate it too much. So it makes sense that they'd pick the one that the community disliked the most, but the fact that they actually looked at it and worked out which one we didn't like the most does actually show something, and they didn't just take out the one which they thought would mix up the gameplay the most and keep the most players interested for the longest amount of time. By doing this, it's really going to refine the game down to the best that it can be. We're going to end up with the best game that we could possibly have, and they're also going to know what features they should add in the future that are going to be received the best by the community, so we're not going to have items added that no one really wants to use. Other than just the weapon rotation system though, there is a lot of other areas where Epic are really excelling in their community feedback and also engagement with us. One of the main things that they do is every Thursday with the update, they give full detailed patch notes on the website. This is where you can see absolutely everything they've either added, removed or changed to the game. I love this. Every time it comes out I go and read it straight away, because this is where you're told where all the bugs are being fixed, where all the new items are being added, and any little features that have been changed that could have been annoying you. One of the things which I read in the patch notes, which is really useful to know in the last couple of weeks, was that now when you destroy the bottom of a base and a player falls to their death, you'll now be credited with that kill, because I've done that a few times before. The patch was changed and it didn't actually count, so they died from a suicide. Even though it was my fault they died, I didn't actually get credited with the kill, which was annoying because it didn't count towards the overall kills at the end of the game or towards the XP earned. So now they changed that, and now that I knew that from reading the patch notes, it was really useful to know, and I wouldn't have known it if they hadn't have given such detailed patch notes and their communication wasn't so good. Another area where the communication is really good is in the transparency. Up to now they have been completely transparent. The most recent thing that they needed to be transparent on was the jetpacks. Jetpacks were announced, they even put them into the game, into the news feature. They were meant to be added a few weeks ago now, but they haven't been, and they came out and said that they weren't ready to be added and they didn't want to add it into the game when they were having so many issues with it. And it's great that a big company like Epic with such a massive game like Fortnite can come out and just be so open about it, because I bet a company like EA or Ubisoft would have tried to hide it and wouldn't have even explained why it wasn't in the game. And finally, something that you should all be doing if you aren't already, you should either be following them on Twitter or you should be in the official Discord, because this is where you get given the updates straight away. If you aren't, I'd really recommend either joining it or following them, just because this is where you will get the first news before anyone else reports on it. And I find it the most useful when there are server issues, because they always address it there straight away and they say they're actually working on it, just so you know that it's nothing wrong on your end or your connection at home. But overall, I think that Epic's constant communication with the community and always giving us feedback on what they're doing and really listening to what we want is going to build a really good game that's going to last for a long time, and it's also going to help shape the future of the game and the content that they're going to be adding in. That's something that I'm going to cover in a future video, talking about what content I think they might be adding, because really with a game like Fortnite it's pretty much limitless, because they could add anything and it's so creative. But let me know what you think of Epic in the comments down below. Let me know whether you think that they're actually actually running this game quite well, or whether you think they're going to stop caring soon and they're going to start just grabbing money before the hype dies down. But thanks for watching, especially if you have made it to the end of the video. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave it a like. If you are new here, make sure you are subscribing. And if you want to see any more Fortnite videos just like this one, or any Fortnite tutorials for the weekly challenges, make sure you are clicking on the end cards at the end of the video to go through to my full playlist of Fortnite videos. But thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.